So here we have it, Friday has finally fallen and it's time for Review Week's final book to make itself known. The Coldest Girl in Coldtown by Holly Black. Everyone's wary of vampire books. For some, they so fear the devious shadow cast by Twilight they won't even approach the genre. Others steer clear for the assumption that after years of dark romance, there's nothing they haven't already read a million times before. But I wouldn't really call this a vampire book. I'd call it a zombie book. Yes, I'll admit that in some 300 pages it never once uses the word zombie and is instead mashed to the margins with people who drink blood, can't go out in the sunlight, and call themselves, originally enough, vampires. But hear me out. The reason I thought this book was zombie-ish is because the crux upon which it turns is infection. In Black's book, if you get bitten by a vampire and they don't drain you of so much blood that you die, you become infected. If you manage to weather out the infection for 88 days, it'll pass. You stay human, you get to live your life exactly as you did before. But for those 88 days, you go increasingly madder. You crave human blood so much that you will do anything, attack anyone just to get it. Tanner wakes up in a bathtub after having drunkenly passed out at a lock-in party. She thinks she's overslept. There's no one about, it seems quiet. And then she goes downstairs and sees the blood. Someone left a window open. And now everyone is dead. She's trying to get out of there as fast as she can, but while trying to retrieve her car keys, she opens a door and realises she was wrong. There are some people in the house who are alive, or at least semi-alive. Tied and gagged in this room, there are two boys. One is her ex-boyfriend, Aidan, and he's been bitten. The other is a vampire. Tanner simply can't leave Aidan to die, even though he drives her utterly mad, even though he's already infected and lusting for blood. And oddly enough, help comes from the most unexpected of places, from the vampire boy. The three of them just manage to escape the house, but Tanner gets wounded, and now she too might carry the infection in her blood. The only thing they can do now is drive to a cold town, the one place where vampires can get blood without killing. The one place vampires aren't killed on sight. The one thing is, cold towns are easy to walk into, but there's practically no way of walking out. This book is so hard to review. There are so many really great, really interesting things to talk about. That long plot summary I just gave you, that doesn't cover even half of it. The cold towns, they're a particularly brilliant aspect of it. They started off as outbreak zones, as cities where the virus got out of control and they had to be shut down. But they eventually become accepted. They even become stable economies, making money off the glamorized vampire lifestyle, which they promote on the internet and on live feeds. People around the world are watching them, and some humans long to get into them and get themselves turned. Tanner is also a really unique character. She never acts as you expect her to, and she definitely can't be accused of being a boring Mary Sue. As the story goes on, it's revealed that Tanner has had brushes with vampires and the infected before in her life. When she was young, her mother got infected and attacked her for blood. Her father managed to save her, but killed her mother in the process. Yet rather than being thankful to her father for having saved her, a small part of Tanner has always considered him responsible for her mother's death. Such thoughts, although they're not exactly logical, definitely underpin Tanner's actions within this story and make them understandable. My one fault with this story is, of course, the romance. It starts off really well, but as the story hastens towards its climax, it becomes kind of ridiculous. You see what trust they're putting in each other, what depths they go to for each other, and you can't help but think this has all moved kind of fast. Other than that though, I think this is a really good world with really intriguing characters and concepts. I really, really want more said in this series. I can see the titles now. The something is something in something town. That might need some work. But I can totally imagine myself buying merchandise, like the metal markers, the hallowed tokens that get people out of cold towns, just like I bought my Mockingjay pin. The suspense in this story is found in the question, what are vampires? Are they merely humans with bloodlust, or have they quit their humanity? Are they no longer the people they once were, or are they now them augmented? So that's it, the final review. The competition is now open. Choose your favourite of all the books that were talked about this week and then simply post it in the comments below. The giveaway is open internationally, so everyone can enter. It'll shut about this time next week when I'll choose the winner and announce them. I hope you've all really enjoyed this week of reviews and will return to regular SableCaught scheduling for next week. See you then, guys. Bye.